My topic today is post-traumatic stress disorder and domestic violence victims who suffer from battered women syndrome.
It's close to my home. I live in Harlem. This is Randall's Island, Warren's Island. Now, when we are traveling in the evenings and we are here in Manhattan and in Harlem, we see a whole lot of people who come from the facility and they come here into Harlem and get interjected into the community. Now, I interviewed a person, I will only call that person Francis, and they worked for MC Manhattan Psychiatric Center for 5 years. Now I'm gonna go back.
Says goodbye is because due to the people not understanding exactly what gender identity disorder is, many people commit suicide because they feel that they are not being understood by their peers or any people, or they don't have support by the people around them. Okay, if anyone can answer this question for me, what makes you a man or a woman? Can someone take a guess here? Is A, B, or C?
No.
A.
Yeah, that's right, no.
A?
A.
Which
Gender.
Wow, that's tough.
No, students not
Okay,
That's tough.
I'll tell you. It's none of the above. I didn't put it there on purpose because what I wanted you to see was that, no, you put it over.
Okay, you may hear the sounds of the prayers from a church, and then you might also hear all these things going on at the same time in the Harlem community. And for someone who is not a resident, they might find that strange.
In the 1920s, a few doctors, mostly in Germany, had agreed to alter the bodies of a few patients who launched to change their sex. So this is not something that happened recently, it's just that we're actually seeing and hearing about it more now than we did before. Gender identity disorder, either in children, adolescents, or adults, you need to have 4 criteria. A, is to have the evidence of cross-gender identification. B, the experience of discomfort about one's biological sex and the feeling of inappropriateness in the gender role of that sex. C, the disturbance is not concurrent with a physical intersex condition. And D, the disturbance causes clinical significant distress or impairment in social, occupational, or other important areas of functioning. I'm interested in it because at first I didn't know much about transsexuals, period. But going through the research and seeing everything that people with GID or gender identity disorder go through, it gets you to be compassionate, to know that we all the same. And just like we go through our daily struggles, everyone, whether you're gay, straight, bisexual, transgender, or you just don't know, we all go through these type of problems.
Which is an anxiety disorder. The pictures in itself, everyone knows this is Rihanna. Suffering, all forms of suffering. Anxiety disorders are a negative mood state characterized by bodily symptoms of physical tension and by apprehension about the true future.
How patients with personality disorders return to the community after being released from mental institutions or facilities. Now, the DSM-4 tells us that there are 4 things that designate a person with personality disorders, and they're in an enduring pattern. We have cognitive, affectivity, interpersonal functioning, and impulse control. Okay, use this.
You still gotta go back and forth.
Now, the ones I will focus on is the cluster B personality disorders, and that's with antisocial personality disorders, borderline personality disorders, histrionic personality disorders, and narcissistic personality disorders. Now, among these four, there are three which criterion match in order to be diagnosed. That same disorder has a prerequisite of having a disorder before adulthood, and that one is antisocial personality disorder.